Emily sat at the corner booth, smoothing the edge of her dress for the 10th time. Blind dates weren't her thing, but after one too many lonely dinners, her friend insisted she try again. What harm could one coffee do? When Daniel walked in, tall, tired, and quietly handsome, she felt a strange flutter. But the moment he sat down, the conversation didn't. He smiled politely, answered her questions with short replies, and kept glancing toward the door like he was waiting for an escape. Emily wondered if she'd been set up with the wrong guy, or if she was just painfully boring. Then the door jingled. A little girl with curly brown hair ran inside, clutching a worn-out plush rabbit. She spotted Daniel and sprinted toward him with a squeal. "Daddy!" Emily froze. "He has a daughter? Why didn't anyone tell me?" Daniel's face softened as he hugged the child. "Lily, sweetheart, this is Emily." Lily blinked up at Emily, studying her face with the seriousness only children have. Then, without warning, she stepped forward, took Emily's hand, and asked in the softest voice, "Are you my new mommy?" The cafe fell silent. Daniel's eyes widened in panic. "Lily, no, sweetheart, that's not." But Emily squeezed the girl's tiny hand gently, her heart breaking a little at how desperately she asked. In that moment, Emily realized something. This wasn't just a man on a blind date. This was a father trying his best, and a little girl longing for something she'd lost. And suddenly, the silence didn't feel awkward anymore, it felt like the beginning of something they all needed. Daniel felt the heat rise to his cheeks as the cafe went quiet around them. He gently lifted Lily into his lap, trying to hide the embarrassment in his voice. "Lily, honey. Emily is Daddy's friend. We just met." But Lily only tilted her head, still holding Emily's fingers as if she'd known her for years. "But she smiles like Mommy used to." The words hit Daniel like a punch to the chest. Emily watched his expression shift, pain, guilt, love, all tangled together. Suddenly, she understood the silence. This wasn't a man uninterested in her. This was a man terrified of getting something wrong. Emily leaned forward. "Hi, Lily. That's a really sweet thing to say." She brushed a loose curl from the girl's forehead. "But we're just meeting each other today, okay? One step at a time." Lily nodded slowly, accepting it far easier than her father did. Daniel mouthed a silent thank you before lowering his head and exhaling a shaky breath. "I'm sorry," he said finally. "I should have told you I'm a single dad. It scares people off. And after everything she's been through. I didn't want tonight to be another disappointment." Emily softened. "You're doing your best. That's more than enough." For the first time since he sat down, Daniel truly looked at her, really looked. And in that moment, his guarded expression cracked. There was relief there, and a hope he seemed afraid to admit. "Can we start over?" he asked. Emily smiled. "I'd like that." Lily brightened immediately. "Can I be in the start over too?" Daniel laughed, a sound so warm that people turned to look. Emily reached across the table, offering her hand to both of them. "All three of us." And just like that, the blind date didn't feel like a mistake. It felt like a door opening. The three of them left the cafe together, the evening air cool and gentle. Daniel walked a little slower this time, as if afraid the moment might break if he moved too quickly. Lily skipped ahead, swinging her father's and Emily's hands like she'd already decided they were family. Emily laughed softly. "She's incredible." Daniel nodded, his voice low. "She's my whole world. And I'm always scared I'm messing it up." They stopped beside his car. Lily immediately climbed into the back seat, still hugging her stuffed rabbit. Emily leaned against the door, watching her. She seems happy. Safe. Loved. That's what matters. Daniel looked at Emily with a vulnerable honesty he hadn't shown earlier. It's been just us for 2 years. I told myself I'd focus on being a dad, forget about dating. But my sister insisted I try today. I think she meant well, but I wasn't ready. I didn't expect to feel anything. Emily's heart fluttered. Did you? He swallowed. Yeah. I did. For a moment, neither of them moved. The streetlights cast a soft glow around them, as if even the night was leaning in to listen. From the back seat, Lily poked her head out. Daddy, can Emily come with us to the park tomorrow? Please? Daniel hesitated, not wanting to rush things. Emily noticed and stepped closer, resting her hand on the edge of the open door. I'd love to, she said gently, but only if your dad is okay with it. Daniel studied her, this woman who didn't flinch at his messy life, who spoke to his daughter with tenderness, who didn't treat the date like an inconvenience. And for the first time in a long while, he allowed himself a small, hopeful smile. Yeah, he said. I think I'd really like that. Lily cheered, and Emily felt something warm settle inside her. Maybe this wasn't just the beginning of a new chapter. Maybe it was the healing all three of them needed. The next afternoon, Emily arrived at the park early, her heart fluttering with a mix of excitement and nerves. She kept rehearsing what she'd say, don't make it weird, don't overstep, just be yourself. But the moment she saw Lily sprinting toward her with open arms, all the rehearsed lines vanished. Emily. Lily squealed, grabbing her hand as if they were old friends. Daddy got me ice cream, and I saved you some, but then it melted, so now it's soup. Daniel walked behind her, shaking his head with a helpless smile. I tried. Emily laughed. Ice cream soup is my favorite. Daniel exhaled, relieved by how effortlessly she blended into their world. They walked together through the park, Lily hopping between benches, showing off her expert ability to identify every squirrel by personality. At one point, Lily ran ahead to climb the low jungle gym. Daniel and Emily paused on a bench nearby, watching her. She's really taken to you, Daniel said quietly. I've really taken to her, Emily replied, surprising herself with how natural it felt. Daniel leaned forward, elbows on his knees. I wasn't sure if bringing you here was a mistake. Not because of you, because of me. I'm scared of giving Lily hope before I'm sure. Emily placed her hand over his, gentle but steady. Then let's not rush. Let's just show up. One day at a time. He looked at her, really looked, and the tension in his shoulders eased. I'd like that. Just then Lily called out, Daddy. Emily. Look. I'm climbing like Mommy used to teach me. Daniel froze. Emily felt the air shift. She knelt beside Lily, steadying her. Then she taught you really well, Emily said softly. Daniel's eyes glistened, not with pain this time, but with gratitude. For the first time since losing his wife, someone wasn't trying to replace the past. They were honoring it. As the sun began to set, the park turned golden, squirrels disappearing into trees, families packing up, laughter fading into the warm evening air. Emily, Daniel, and Lily made their way toward the parking lot, walking slowly as if none of them wanted the day to end. Lily held both their hands, swinging them with every step. Can we do this every day? She asked with pure, fearless hope. Daniel opened his mouth, unsure how to answer. But Emily knelt down so she could look Lily in the eyes. How about this, she said gently, we take it one day at a time. Today was special. Tomorrow will be special too. And the days after that, we see where they take us. Lily nodded thoughtfully, as if this was a contract she was willing to accept. She squeezed Emily's hand before skipping ahead toward the car. Daniel watched her go, then turned to Emily. You handled that better than I ever could. Emily shrugged, smiling. She just needs honesty. And so do you. Daniel exhaled slowly. I didn't think I could ever do this again. Let someone in. Let myself hope. He paused, voice soft but certain. But today felt easy. Like maybe life isn't asking me to move on. Maybe it's asking me to grow. Emily stepped closer. That's all any of us can do. They stood there for a moment, two adults who had been broken in different ways, and a little girl who had quietly stitched the edges of their hearts together without even trying. Lily popped her head out of the car. Daddy. Emily. Come on. The moon is coming. Daniel laughed. We'd better go. As Emily slid into the passenger seat, she realized something. She hadn't come on a blind date to find love. But somehow, love had found her anyway. And it felt like the start of something real.